From the Upco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OSU update with Gina Mizell. I'm Jenni Carlson. Gina's spring football has started, and of course that means the question, who's going to replace Brandon Weeden is now in full effect. Yes. Okay, so who's it going to be?
Oh, wow. You're putting me on the spot right away. Well, it's going to be a 3-horse race. And again, they've gone through, we're filming this on a Tuesday, they've gone through one practice already. So obviously you can't name a starter, but Clint Shelf, J.W. Walsh, Wes Lunt, it really is going to be split, even reps as far as, just who's going to be out there with the first team and so on and so forth. If it was me right now, my gut, based on what I've heard from Mike Gundy, from Todd Monken, and just kind of the general vibe is, I think J.W. Walsh is ultimately going to win this job. Now, Clint Shelf, he's a guy that he knows this offense the best out of anybody. He, can have some mobility, he can throw the ball, and he just has a general understanding. And he's the only guy with college experience. So, that for sure gives him an upper hand. But at the same time, I feel like he needs to take control of this job early. And I mean like this week or next week, which they have spring break, but the following week. I think that needs to happen very, very soon because his ceiling isn't as high. Because this is now going to be his 4th year in the program. So a guy like Wes Lunt, I don't see him learning the offense quick enough to win the job. He's going to have an equal opportunity, but I think J.W. Walsh, just based on his it factor, his athleticism, and just I think he's going to be the one that winds up as a starter.
The comment was made that they really want the quarterback that gets this job to take it and run with it. At first, it sounded like that was sort of a commentary on running the football. But no, it was more about embracing it.
Yes.
And that sort of speaks to what you're talking about with Shelf, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And what Gundy's meaning is he doesn't want this to drag on into the summer. He wants a starting quarterback named by the end of spring ball, by the end of that spring game, because when they go into those summer workouts, when the coaches really can't be there to help, they're kind of doing it on their own. Gundy made a comment to me last week, basically, that you can't have 3 guys out there trying to tell you where to put the football. Like, someone has to take control of this team and run those off-season workouts, get guys together to train, and that's really the biggest question about Shelf is, can he do that? He's a nice guy, very personable, very good personality, but does he have that, I don't want to say demonstrative attitude, but like that attitude to be able to pull this team together and to say, hey guys, follow me, I'm the one that's going to lead us to victory. And I think that's the biggest thing that coaches are looking for, is just that type of leadership from Shelf. So it appears that that's just really what he needs to prove if he wants to win this job.
Lastly, Brandon Weeden, obviously the guy leaving, the shadow that he casts is going to be big. But is that part of it, just because he was such a leader, that they really want somebody to be that leadership role as well?
Sure, but I think that's also something that J.W. Walsh and Clint Shelf both could have learned from last spring and last season, and even Shelf going back another year. So I think in a way he showed these guys how to do it, as far as, again, you can be a great personality. Again, and we in the media, we love talking to Brandon Weeden, one of the nicest guys ever, but he had that ability to rally his team around him. And so, watching him, and obviously just watching the way he can sling the football, he's one of the best, quarterbacks in college football last year, going to be one of the first quarterbacks taken in the draft. I'm sure they learned a lot from that respect. So in a way, I think that'll help those guys going into the spring.
All right, thanks, Gina. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.